Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the AMX 12-ton. It's a Tier 6 French light tank. It's located on the southwest spawn of Highway, and it's under the command of GenFUBAR of 1AR. Now, we can't see his equipment, but we do know he's using premium consumables of coffee and croissant. Let's see how he gets on in this one. Game on! Well, this was a contender for the AMX project. It was a light-speed, high-speed tank developed in 1946 but was never produced. It became the basis for the AMX 13-ton tank, and that was built and won the competition. Now, originally, the vehicle did have two 6-shell drums either side, so it actually used a lot more shells available rather than the 4 that we actually see in the game. So yeah, it's only showing 4, but it should actually show 6. And in fact, actually, I believe it was supposed to have 2 drums, so 12 shells in total. It was the first French autoloader light tank, and the commander is also the gunner as well as the loader. He's also the radio operator as such. Now, the view range is 360 meters. He's spotting the E25, but in fact, actually, he's not the one spotting that E25. It's the VK2801-105 who's underneath the bridge. And the E25 is trying to get at him without actually endangering himself. But he is in danger there. Now, we didn't get that shot on target, but he's moving off. Yep. I think there was too many shells coming in his direction. Now, we could pop the reload. The standard reload is 19.58 seconds. And he's got a reload here in this one. Trying to look for it. It's not showing at the moment because it's showing the intra-cell reload of 2.5 seconds. That's the intra-clip. He ought to pop the reload because it's better having 4 shells available at any one time rather than just 3. You can see the enemy's making a move in the northwest corner of the map, rather. Can't see anybody else. And that E25's coming back again. And I think he might be trying to get damage on the VK. He has lost a few hit points already. Oh, we just spotted a Tiger tank. In fact, it's to our right. And we've got a 75mm gun. He's gone back to bush himself. Unfortunately, he couldn't penetrate him from the front, but he can penetrate the side of a Tiger. And he's got 2 shots in. Can't get any more. But pop the reload. 17.32 seconds. So he's knocked 2 seconds off the reload so far. And of course, he's got the Mila camouflage, which was from Christmas a couple of years back. And as you know, I do have a connection to Mila. Indirect, of course, because I know her husband, or rather, he was at the same university as me at the same time. In fact, I did actually take one seminar with the people who are actually doing the film and studies course. Of course, her husband was on that course. Oh, he's on fire! Oh, that's a good one. He's got his first kill. He set light to that Panther and he got 394 hit points of damage just from that alone. Now, the 75mm, or it is 75mm, capable of 135 alpha. As you can see here, it will penetrate 144mm of armor. And with the APCR, it will do 202mm. He's now got 2 kills. Trying to get his third. Good shot at range, and he got the kill, but he needs to pop the reload, so might as well just fire that last shell, and he did. Yeah, the team are doing very well. They're 5 tanks ahead of the enemy, but I think as a light tank, he ought to be up ahead. In fact, he ought to go through the woods as quickly as he can, get near to the road to find out where that Wizzy 131 is. It doesn't matter if he gets spotted, so long as he spots that guy and tells the team where he is. There he is. He's been spotted. He's the other side of the bridge. Good work. In fact, we've got 3 replays featuring light tanks, so that was a rather speculative shot there, but he might as well try it. We've got 3 replays featuring light tanks for you today. Starting off with the AMX 12-ton, then we're going to go to the AMX 1357, and lastly we're finishing it off with the T49. Okay, over ridge lines, can't get him. It's the S51. There's only 3 enemies remaining now. It's a tier 7 game with tier 6 tank in it, and he's trying to be cautious at the moment, but he might as well go all in because that M6 can't see who's firing at him. And yeah, somebody is definitely in the woods up ahead, and he needs to find them so that the M6 can fire back. There's the VK. Okay, can we get shots? No. Unfortunately, the M6 does go down, and we got spotted. So we need to move. Now we need to ambush that VK. Oh, he's gone. Okay, now we can hit that SU-100. There he is. Oh, nicely done, but he didn't get the kill because that went to the VK-3002D. And that leaves just 1 enemy left. It's the Scorpion, the tier 7 American Scorpion. And he doesn't last very long because an SU-152 derps him into oblivion. And that is the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a second-class tanker for GenFUBAR 1AR in the AMX 12-ton. He managed to get a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle, bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 8 in this one, and his win rate was 5,431, which is super unicum level, but he could have done a lot better actually if he'd been moving instead of sitting in the bushes for most of the time where he was just trying to spot. If he'd actually been active and moved up a lot closer to the enemy, just, you know, hiding beneath their gun depression range and actually popping in and out of the bushes, it would have enabled his team to shoot at long range. He would have picked up a lot of spotting, and that eventually would have actually ended up with a second or first, or maybe even an ace tanker. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see he didn't get a huge amount of damage. The top scorer in this game turned out to be the Excalibur with 1,764. Second highest was the Scorpion on the enemy team, 1,715. And the third highest was the T-34-2G on his team, 1,664. We can see GenFUBAR got 1,348. He was beaten by only 1 player on the enemy team, but he was beaten by 4 members of his own team, which places him in 6th place. When it came to kills, though, he's right up at the top, sharing the spot with the VK-3002D himself. The Hellcat all got 3 kills apiece. 2 kills went to the SMV CC56 and the SU-152, and only the SU-100 on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill, and only 5 players on the enemy team actually managed to get kills at all in that game. When it came to base XP, he's actually in 3rd place because the VK-3002D with that 88mm gun managed to get 953. The T-34-2G managed 866, and in 3rd place, GenFUBAR got 819. He fired 14 rounds, got 9 direct hits on the enemy, and 8 penetrations. 1,348 hit points of damage, of which 159 were at more than 300 meters. That, I think, was the AMX 12-ton that he fired underneath the bridge. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, that was the Tiger. 5 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and 1,144 hit points of spotting assist. He earned 28,953 credits for the game. And he also took away 8,602 experience points because he got 7,374 for a mission completion. So a very quick game because it only lasted 5 minutes 59 seconds, so 6 minutes near enough. But he managed to pick up a second class. But as I said, it could have been a first class or even an ace tanker if he'd been a lot closer to the enemy than he was, because I think he was just being cautious by hanging back and using his view range. But it doesn't have a very long view range, this tank, only 360 meters. So you really do need to move it and get closer to the enemy just to spot them earlier. And then, of course, your teammates will benefit, and so will you from the spotting assist. Hope you enjoyed that first one. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.